The Lentini Farm in Sicily is a family-owned operation in the province of Syracuse. It's named after Lanfranco Lentini, a distinguished knight who was the head of the family. In 813 AD, he bravely defended his home city, which was thus named in his honor along with the lake. Lentini Lake is the largest lake in all of Sicily. There's a large variety of products that are grown in this extremely fertile soil. Although much of the initial land was taken during the Italian unification, the current family of noble descent have turned it into an absolutely amazing place to visit. When you first drive in there, you think it's just some little farm that you're gonna see things. The amount of food that they prepared for us on this Rick Steves tour was absolutely incredible. If any place in Sicily demonstrates the difference between Italian food and Sicilian food, this was the place. I had wished that I could get some of the recipes of what we ate here. This place grows everything. There are lemons, oranges, olives, avocados, radishes, all kinds of stuff. This is a chef's paradise garden place. Outside of being picturesque and eating here, and being able to see a lot of the old farming tools from way back, it's just a nice place to see. Our next little trip was to a town called Erice, if I'm saying it correctly, and it's located on the top of Mount Erice. There's actually an upper and a lower part. Well, we were only in one section of the town, the part with all the food. This is the bell tower of the Assumption Cathedral. Although Erice was founded by the Phoenicians, there seems to be way more Greek influence here than actual Phoenician. It was destroyed in the First Punic Wars by the Carthaginians. Then it was conquered by the Muslims in 831, and they renamed it Gebel Hamad. Later on in 1167, the Normans came in here, and they renamed it to Monte San Giuliano. Then in 1934, which I think was under Mussolini, it went back to its original name of Erice, probably the only good thing he did. Although I think he did get the trains to run on time. Actually, you can still see some of the walls from the Alemannic and the Phoenician times. There were two castles that remain in the city, Pepoli Castle, which dates from Saracen times, and the Venus Castle, dating from the Norman period. Supposedly, this one was built on the top of the ancient Temple of Venus. There's actually an awful lot of history in this little community, but you really need to check it out yourself, if you get the chance. This one is known as the Mother Church. It's a 14th century building with both Gothic and Romanesque. This is the one that was made from the stones of the Temple of Venus. We had a little baking lesson from a world-renowned chef famous for her booby cookies. Her family, when she was a little girl, had a lot of children, and they found that they couldn't feed them. So they sent her to live with nuns who taught her how to cook. She now is world famous. She has a very famous bakery in town. I told her through an interpreter that I was from the North End in Boston, which was primarily Italian, and I asked if I could ask her a question. Is it sauce or is it gravy? She looked up at me with the eye of an Italian mother, just glaring stare, and she said, sauce. So there, that question is answered. The Church of San Giuliano, built in the 11th century by the Normans. In this relatively small town, there are 60 churches.